All right, good evening, everyone. We'll call the meeting to order, please, with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, welcome, everybody. Roll call, Mr. Lombard.
Cullum.
Yes.
Bodie. Yes. Saxer.
Yes.
Scott. Yes. Bell.
Yes.
All right, if there are no changes to the agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented, please. There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No conflict of interest or disclosure or waiver requests this evening. Takes us to approval of the regular meeting minutes from March 9th and March 23rd.
Teach well kids. I have 3 other principals over here that I get to visit with from the high school very often, and all those 3 are awesome too. But I have gotten such support from these folks dealing with that bus, because sometimes it can be a challenge. And the instantaneous support and how they go about it, I just can't say enough for them. And while we're here, the high school team, phenomenal. They come up to me at basketball games because we talk so much. We have a relationship, because in the past few years it's been that much. But my main here is to talk about Nelson and Hoff and what a team they are. And I think any change to that team would be a crying shame. Thank you guys. Appreciate the time.
Mr. Button, just want to say thank you so much for driving bus. We appreciate you and your daughter-in-law very much. So thank you all.
Anyone else?
Hi, Tyler Basie, Brandon Valley Middle School, Special Education. I'd like to take a brief moment to recognize the leadership of the middle school. In my time here, I felt fully supported in every way. Dr. Nelson and Ms. Hoff have shown that we're not just staff members, we're people they truly care about. Because of their belief in us, the trust they give, and the support they consistently provide, I walk into each day feeling happy and ready to teach. That hasn't been the case my entire career, and it means a lot to me. The support for our students is just as strong. From our highest achieving students to those who need a little extra care and attention, the admin team at BVMS makes sure every student feels heard and supported. They've created a place where students feel safe and are able to grow. Expectations are high, but they're paired with the kind of guidance and understanding that helps students actually meet them. The admin team at BVMS is truly special. They've created a positive environment for both staff and students, and it shows in the way our building feels every day.
A sincere thank you to you, too. There's so many faces in here. Thank you all.
Anyone else this evening?
Hi there. I'm Miranda Basie, Mr. Basie's wife, also proud Brandon Valley alumni from 2013. And I am not often in this place as an elected official. I'm often in your place. And I have to hear a lot of challenging commentary at Sioux Falls City Council meetings. And so I first want to thank you for the role that you play. Public forums are so very important. And I just wanted to share, I slipped in just in time to hear my husband's sentiments, and I get a little emotional because before my husband accepted his position at Brandon Valley Middle School, I didn't know if he would continue teaching anymore. His experience at his prior school with his support was such that it really broke him. And we had a really challenging summer and year in our household. So I remind my husband every day that he's doing the Lord's work. I tell everybody that as a teacher, not just him, but everybody else, as a teacher, there's a special place in heaven carved out for them. So I just wanted to, from the bottom of my heart, thank the Brandon Valley School District, one, for convincing this Watertown Arrow to bleed red, but two, just for the support that's been offered to him. It's been really monumental in our household, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I had to write it out or I wouldn't get through it. And I wanted to make sure I got everything that I had to say. So I am currently, my name's Amanda Button. That's my father. I am also a proud Brandon graduate, 2005. Okay, sorry, I'm going to pretend that you're all middle schoolers. I'm currently in my 15th year in education, and my 13th year as at the middle school level. I'm often told that I'm crazy to teach this age group, but I truly consider it a privilege. Middle school students are at a unique stage in their development. They are still children while beginning to make more independent decisions. Excuse me, I'm nervous, which does not always lead to the best outcomes. As educators, we have the opportunity to guide them through these mistakes and help them grow. Dr. Nelson deeply understands this developmental stage, which is evident in the strong relationships she builds with students, including those who may frequently find themselves in that office. She prioritizes guiding students through their choices so they can learn and make better decisions moving forward. I'm a special education teacher, and I have also witnessed Dr. Nelson's firsthand her commitment to our most vulnerable students. I firmly believe that a school is only as strong as its most vulnerable population, and Dr. Nelson shares this belief. She consistently advocates for these students and demonstrates confidence that with appropriate support, they can be successful in any setting. She's actively involved in planning their needs and making it a point to interact with them regularly. Dr. Nelson is driven by the belief that all students should show growth while recognizing that growth looks different for each individual. To ensure this, she asks thoughtful questions and challenges existing practices. She refuses to accept the "we've always done it this way" as sufficient reasoning. These are just a few examples of why Dr. Nelson is exceptionally well suited for her role. Her understanding of middle school students and her ability to connect with them is a tremendous asset to this district. She's not afraid to be lighthearted and engage with students in meaningful ways and to build those relationships. Additionally, her belief that every student deserves a strong advocate is essential to fostering student success. The Starfish data that she shared at the last board meeting that she's been collecting at is a promised step forward to ensuring that every student has someone in their corner. Throughout my career, I've worked under administration who are unsupportive, dismissive, or even detrimental to my growth as an educator. When I came into this district, I was uncertain if I wanted to continue in this profession at all. In fact, I'd actually looked at outside jobs. I'd looked at something other than education. I was beaten down and just not sure if this was what was for me. Consistently being told that was tough. However, within my first 2 months here, I rediscovered my passion for teaching. The level of support I have experienced under Dr. Nelson is unlike anything I've ever encountered in my previous districts. She has made a profound impact on both my professional growth and my commitment to this work. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone additional? Go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Connie Weber. I've been at the middle school for 18 years. I didn't need to write anything down because I'm a pretty straight shooter. This is my third principal at the middle school. Pardon me. And I can tell you it did not start off smoothly. We lost a tremendous amount of staff, and Nelson was finding her footing. We brought in Hoff, and that team became a team that worked for us and worked hard for us. And I've seen, like I said, I've seen a lot of principals, and we finally just got it right. You know, we just got it right. It was a, let's say, crap show in the beginning. There's no doubt. But it's good now, and it's working out, and the kids are benefiting, and staff is benefiting, and I just want to say it'd be a shame to do it now. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Okay. Hi, I'm Anna Tastad, and I am the Aspire Special Education teacher for the Brandon Valley Middle School. I emailed you all of the board today an email, but I'm also going to share the words out loud in front of everybody since given the opportunity. In this email, I refer to Dr. Nelson, but I echo what Button said, and Ms. Hoff is paired right along with Ms. Nelson because they are tremendously a dynamic duo. I was hired when Dr. Nelson was assistant principal to Brad Thorson, and I've worked under her administration all 4 years she has been the principal. I deeply value Dr. Nelson's leadership as she truly encompasses what it means to be an all-inclusive and supportive leader. Dr. Nelson meets each student where they're at and works with them to improve their personal best. She challenges rigor while understanding that all students and staff are human and support all diverse needs. She is the perfect principal in a Brandon that is becoming less small-town Brandon and gradually growing into a suburb of Sioux Falls. She meets all situations with a problem-solving demeanor and isn't afraid to question the why to ensure we are growing and not staying stagnant in an ever-changing educational environment. Truly, I admire her strong and gracious leadership, and she is a large part of the reason that I continue to love working at the Brandon Valley Middle School. I work for an administrator who I know cares for her staff and students as partners in education as well as human beings. In the last 4 years, I have watched Dr. Nelson lead the school through unimaginable situations, including the death of one staff member and 2 students. While I was going through the grief of losing an Aspire student this year, Abby, Dr. Nelson was there for check-ins and every single need. Unwavering support. I volunteered to run a behavioral program under Dr. Nelson's leadership because she understands what is at the foundation of much of student behavior. I have worked under Dr. Nelson to develop an Aspire program at the middle school level as well. With needs growing in the district, I am willing to take on these big tasks and grow myself professionally because I have an administrator that not only encourages it, but is there for support. Dr. Nelson pours her heart and soul into arguably one of the most challenging and pivotal age groups. Not a task many would sign up for, but a task Dr. Nelson thrives at because she cares about the influence an administrator can make in the life of the students. Dr. Nelson is an inspiring principal because she tackles any challenge faced with grace and grit. I could write a whole book about Dr. Nelson and the great she has done for BVMS, but I'll spare you the time. As somebody who grew up on a reservation on the west side of South Dakota and has worked in the Brookings School District, Sioux Falls School District, and now Brandon Valley School District, I have never met or worked under a principal so inclusive of diversity, and that just sings all my highest praises to Dr. Nelson. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else or anybody else would like to share this evening? Going once.
I'll speak, I'll just sign in after. I wanted to make sure whoever wanted to speak had time, but I think it's important to have more just community members. I don't work with Dr. Nelson. I don't work at the Brandon Valley Middle School. I handed this letter to Ms. Ullum, but I will read it out loud. To the members of the Brandon Valley School Board, first of all, sorry, my name is Shelley Boozman. I'm writing on behalf of Dr. Amanda Nelson regarding the impact she has had on a student, my daughter, Devin Boozman. Devin entered middle school in the years directly after the COVID-19 pandemic. It was during this time that Devin started to struggle academically and emotionally. Middle school can be challenging for a child, as we all know. We had so many questions about what could be causing this change in Devin. She was maintaining decent grades, but it came at a cost. Devin was coming home and crashing emotionally. She had difficulty managing her schedule, managing noise, difficulty turning in assignments, and difficulty speaking with her teachers. I reached out to Dr. Nelson. We discussed options for Devin and concluded that she would benefit from a formal assessment to determine our next steps. Unfortunately, my request for a formal assessment was met with resistance from other staff in the school district. My daughter was at an impasse. It was increasingly evident that Devin's academic success and emotional well-being might be at risk without additional support. Dr. Nelson was integral in helping us navigate the assessment process. More importantly, she listened. Devin felt heard and respected. Since the assessment, Devin has been diagnosed with ADHD and level 1 autism. Thanks in large part to the diagnosis and subsequent treatments, our daughter is excelling in academics with a 4.0 in high school and is emotionally sound. The road to her success has been long, but this road would have been harder without Dr. Nelson's understanding that girls present difficulty in diagnosis. Dr. Nelson is integral in our school system. She has a passion for children that is evident. Dr. Nelson has a gift of being proactive before needing to be reactive. She leads with integrity and grit. The children of Brandon Valley School District deserve her leadership, representation, and compassion that she offers. Thank you.
Thank you.
We really do appreciate all of you coming in. You can stay for the rest of the board meeting, you're welcome to, but you also can dismiss, especially if you want to go to the band concert, because like I said, we will not be discussing personnel in a public forum. Also, for those that work for the Brandon Valley School District, just as a reminder, as much as it's a public mic and we love hearing great things about all those that work in the district, there is a grievance policy, and there's a way to kind of go about things to make sure that everybody's fairly represented, so just to keep that in mind. But we really do appreciate all of you coming tonight.
Thank you. All right, financial items, Mr. Lombard.
Okay, the bills and claims submitted with your agenda, $2,150,000. I don't have anything really noted to talk about. That over 60% of the bills were due to our projects that we have going on right now. Visions, Pesca, and Architecture Incorporated constitute 1.3 million of the 2.1 million. If anybody had any questions on any of the specific bills, I'd entertain those now, but I didn't have anything noted. There was $12,296 of advance payments broken down for your review, $129,000 of pay vouchers, a lot of substitute teaching, $209,082 of CNS bills.
All right, any questions on the bills and claims for Mr. Lundberg this evening? All right, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the bills and claims as presented, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Financial report, Mr. Lundberg.
Okay, the cash report for the month of March at $24,370,000 coming into the month, $4,029,000 of receipts, and just under $7 million of expenditures, left $21.4 million at the end of March, $9.2 million in the general fund, $4.4 million in the capital outlay fund, $108,000 in the special education fund, $151,000 in the bond redemption fund, $81,000 in the enterprise fund, and $7.4 million in the capital projects fund. The $4 million of receipts are broken down on the next two slides, 2 pages. Investment report for the month of March showed $18,784,000 invested at First National Bank and South Dakota Fit. Payroll and benefits for the month of March totaled just under $3 million, which is a normal 4-week payroll for the Brandon Valley School District. Nothing out of whack there. Under the financial reports, the revenue were 75% through the fiscal year. The revenue numbers, as you can see, are spot on with the same point they were last year at this time. No concerns. Expenditures, the general fund is expended at 73.6% of the, and once again, it's 75% of the fiscal year. So this would equate to, I estimate it to be about 99.3% of the expenditures. So it's right at spot on with the budget. Capital outlay fund is at 76%. Special education fund is at just over 70%. Bond redemption fund is at 98%. Food service statement for the month of March shows an accrued net loss of $243,000 versus an accrued net loss of $260,000 at the same time last year. And then the capital projects fund financial statements, we've spent $21.7 million for the Berkman Valley Elementary of a total of $27.6 million budgeted. On the middle school addition of budget of 7.7 million. We've spent 5.7 million to this point. These projects are starting to wind down. Trust and agents report, $295,199 of amounts held for others. Questions?
With the budget for the Berkman Valley, 27.6, we're at 27.1. Has there been any, I hate to say the word change orders or unplanned stuff? Obviously with being new, it shouldn't be. It's more the remodels, like maybe at the middle school, there's been more stuff that comes up that we don't know about, but is Berkman pretty much?
Berkman has been spot on with very limited change orders. The total of change orders has been 741,000. Of that 741,000 of change orders, the 700,000 is the addition to the community room that we added on after the bids were let. So very, very limited number of change orders on both projects for that matter.
Any other questions on the financial reports this evening? All right, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the financial report as presented, please.
So moved. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lundberg. Administration reports, Administrative Center, Superintendent Larson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of items to update the board on here this evening. Berkman Valley Elementary School was on site here today, on time and on budget. All trades are on site and they're beginning finishes. Yeah, it'll be good to go. That's to be turned over beginning of July, end of June, beginning of July. Brandon Valley Middle School, on time, on budget. As we have talked about, once school gets out, summertime is going to be real short over there with all of the respective connection points within that project. So we're going to ask folks to stay away from Brandon Valley Middle School once we get school let out. But that will be done on time for school to start in the fall. They may turn it over the day before school starts in the fall, but it'll be done. It's going to be nip and tuck though. Impactful road construction projects. The one item I guess I want to note is Veterans Parkway and the Arrowhead Parkway intersection. I'm starting to notice more construction traffic there, and I do believe that intersection is set to close going west at some point in time this spring. So just so folks know, avoid that area. It's a bit of a bottleneck. We await information on the Highway 42 bridge business as well, but that is still scheduled to be a 2-year closure with it being bid out here late in 2026. Academic calendar items, May 10th serves as Brandon Valley's high school graduation. 21st is the last day for kiddos. It'll be a 2-hour early dismissal, and our teachers have half-day workshop on May 22nd. We've reviewed the budget process prior, but most importantly, it would be important to note that we'll have a preliminary budget in front of you in May, and we will plan to hold our budget hearing and take potential action on our formal budget in July. For purpose of the school board minutes, I would like to note that no school board election is necessary. One petition was filed. Congratulations, Ellie Saxer, on your seating to a 3-year term board appointment. And then lastly, just want to note, Brandon Valley School District Employee Recognition Banquet will be held on Tuesday, May 5th at 6 p.m. Please mark your calendars. With that, would certainly entertain any questions that you may have.
All right, hearing none, we will keep going. Mr. Lundberg, anything additional tonight? All right, high school. You're all good, okay. Middle school, anything this evening? No? Intermediate? Special services? Elementaries? Director of instruction? Operations manager? Activities director? No, thank you. Okay. All right, board policy, there is none this evening. That takes us to our general business items. Item number 1 is to ratify the 2026-2027 master agreement between Brandon Valley School District and Brandon Valley Education Association.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Recommend ratification of the master contract. We had successful negotiations with the Brandon Valley Education Association in one evening. Certainly appreciate that respective support. Recommend approval.
All right.
So moved to approve.
There's been a first and a second. Let's just do roll call on these, Mr. Lundberg. Roll call vote on those, please.
Saxer.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Scott.
Yes.
Odie. Yes. Oh,
Yes. All right, thank you. Item number 2, approve wage recommendation for classified staff for the 2026-2027 school year.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Within your board packet is the information regarding the classified wage recommendation, 3.2% wage increase along with the respective salary enhancement. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
There's been a first and a second. Roll call vote, Mr. Lundberg.
Saxer.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Odie. Yes. Scott.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Thank you. Item number 3, approve contracts and salary recommendation for administration for the 2026-27 school year.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Attached is my respective recommendation for administrative contracts and their associated salaries. Recommend approval.
Chair Personnel, move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. A roll call vote, Mr. Lundberg.
Saxer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Odie. Yes. Oh,
Yes. Thank you. All right, I would entertain a motion to approve items 4 through 6, please.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 35 under personnel, please.
So moved.
second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Items 36 through 40 are for information only. There's some building, permit applications there for your review there. Takes us to formal board reports. Does anyone have a formal board report this evening they'd like to share?
Madam Chairman, I have a report. The curriculum committee met last week on the 6th. We talked about ACT testing. That went well. Great job to everyone involved. The first time statewide we've done ACT testing instead of the original statewide testing for 11th graders. So great job for that. I think we should be getting results here in the next couple weeks. So good jobs. I remember that being a hard test. There's some targeted school grants that we're still going through the next 2 years. And there's a couple additional grant opportunities that we're trying to explore. We've got acts to apply for, so that's pretty exciting. That the state's reaching out to us as an example. Recently adopted the science curriculum is going pretty well. My kids are saying that as well as the teachers and the curriculum committee. So thanks for a good science curriculum. And the fine arts curriculum adoption is in process and seems to be going well at this time. So thank you everyone for all your work.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. Anyone else?
For legislation, first I'll just say it's an absolute honor to be able to continue to serve the school district. So I guess thanks for those that signed the petition. Real quick, legislation, as you're seeing the signs go up all around town, there's going to be a great election coming up for an opportunity for us to make sure we are getting out and supporting public education. So I would just say take your time to evaluate the candidates, not only where they say they stand, but also where their voting records show that they stood, not just in support of public education, but some have stood in opposition of. As being one of the largest employers in this district, for District 2, we want to make sure that we just have a real loud voice for public education. So if you start walking down that political lane or across the hill, maybe collect your thoughts and let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you. Any other formal board reports this evening? All right. Hearing none, we need to go into executive session per South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2.4 for superintendent contract negotiations. So we will dismiss everyone at this time. Thank you.
So moved. $100 fitness reimbursement for the year, as well as to, the school board would like to support Dr. Larson's heart to support staff and staff morale, to give him a $7,500 stipend to spend as he sees fit to support staff throughout the year.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, there's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.